Hi guys! So if you've watched my videos before, you know I am a big advocate of being selfish. But I also realize that there is this huge negative connotation with the word, so I figured that after recommending it so often, I may as well make a video letting you know how to be selfish the right way. Meaning without being a jerk or self-entitled, and most importantly, without hurting others. I think it's a mind-blowing concept, if I may say so myself. One that can completely change the way you live your life and increase your happiness by tenfold. Also, if you stick with me to the end, I will also be sharing some easy tips on how to be more selfish the right way. Interested? Let's do it. I think the notion of putting others before yourself is the most well-meant, misguided idea there is. And yet, it's something that's ingrained in us from early age, something so many of us take with us to adulthood. But here's the thing, you can't be there for others if you are exhausted, angry, resentful, or frustrated. And that's pretty much how you feel if you neglect your own needs. How many mothers do you know at their wits' end? How many caretakers, professionals, partners do you know? There are the most selfless people you know and yet have just lost their spark. And how many of those people take care of themselves at least as much as they do others? And here lies the problem. Excessive selflessness. Whoa, that's a lot of S's. Hi, I'm Sandy, and today I'm speaking about excessive selflessness. I sound like a snake. For me, being selfish, the right kind of selfishness is understanding that we have to prioritize our needs, do what we must do to learn and grow, get our minds into the right mind frame, organize our thoughts and feelings so that we can be helpful to others. And in order for us to do this, we must do things that people won't necessarily agree with, like backing out of things people would like us to do instead of saying yes all the time until we can't take it anymore. Being selfish is being brave enough and self-aware enough to be clear and direct about what we need. In a nutshell, it's not greed or cruelty, it's self-awareness and self-care. Do you see what I mean here? Do you agree? Leave me a comment below letting me know your opinion on selfishness and what you do to take better care of yourself. I would love to hear from you. So, here are some examples of what being selfish the right way looks like. Getting extra sleep when you need it, taking time off for yourself, having hobbies, saying no to things you can't or don't want to do, eating healthy, having a daily self-care routine and sticking to it. And this can be anything from taking care of your body to meditating, for example. And here's some examples of what the wrong kind of selflessness looks like. Spreading yourself too thin. Thinking of yourself last, like going shopping for your family and buying stuff for everyone but yourself. Or every time you go out for a meal, you pick the least expensive meal so that others can pick something better for themselves. Having no time for yourself whatsoever. Saying yes even when you don't want or can't do it. Stopping yourself from doing things you want or from hitting a major goal because you are afraid it will hurt other people's feelings. To sum up, being too generous with your time, with your money, and with your energy. An overly selfless person is that person who constantly feels like a doormat. It's that coworker who always gets stuck with extra work at the office. That parent who can't remember the last time they took some time off for themselves, not even on their bathroom breaks sometimes. It's that spouse who feels like they can never win. Basically anyone who constantly puts everyone's needs above their own. Now, while we're being selfish, can I just say it would mean a lot to me if you let me know you're enjoying this video by giving it a thumbs up. Also, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and join our little community of people looking for the best tips for living life to the fullest. I publish new content twice a week, plus my inspirational shorts, so check it out. Now, here's another concept that goes against everything we've been taught. Being selfish improves your relationships. Mind-blowing, right? But it's quite simple when you think about it. To start with, if you're selfish, you are going to set boundaries from the get-go. You will make it very clear about your needs and your wants and your limits. And good fences make good neighbors, right? From the get-go, anyone who's in any sort of relationship with you knows exactly what to expect from you and what you will accept from them. You will get a much more respectful, open, peaceful relationship that way. Also, if you're taking good care of yourself, odds are you will be in a much better place yourself, meaning you will be easier to deal with than if you were exhausted and angry. And then there's the whole saying no thing. Being honest with people makes you much more trustworthy. People know that if you say yes to something, it's because you actually want to do it and aren't just being nice. They know you won't just say things to make them feel better. You will be honest, and that is the best kind of person to be around. Oh, and don't forget, being selfish, taking good care of yourself, prioritizing your needs and going after what you want is at the very least inspiring. People will see you do it and will want to follow suit. They will want to be around you and enjoy your wonderful energy. Now, if you've come here to find ways to be more selfish, the right way of course, then here's what you can do. The first step is recognizing there's a problem, meaning you need to be aware that you aren't giving enough thought to your wants and needs. Then you need to make a commitment with yourself to start doing it, and you can start by carving a break into your day for yourself. Don't make it such a big goal that you won't be able to do it. Start small, maybe half an hour. Surely you can carve 30 minutes into your day to be with yourself, by yourself, doing whatever you love the most. No answering calls or replying to emails. In fact, keep away from your smartphone if that's what it takes to make it happen, okay? No negotiating. No, oh, I can't do it today, I'll just do it tomorrow. Do it every day. Everything you have left to do will still be there after half an hour, unfortunately, so you might as well tune out and enjoy it. And if you love it as much as I think you will, see how you can extend it a bit further. Now, one of the things you can do during your break or during your commute or whenever is the most comfortable for you is to stop and assess your immediate needs. What do you need right now? Are you thirsty? Hungry? Maybe it's something deeper, and it usually is. Just stop and make a list of everything that would make you happy right now, calmer or more fulfilled. There is nothing too big or too small, nothing too shallow. There is no judgment. Just write down everything that comes to mind. And don't be sad or discouraged if your list is longer than you thought. You can't fulfill your needs without realizing they exist, right? So, naturally, the next step is thinking of how you can fulfill those needs. Now, I do realize that some are easier to deal with than others, and if you're thirsty or hungry or craving chocolate, that can be easier to solve than you wanting to be in Hawaii sipping on a cocktail. I would say deal with the smaller ones first, so you will feel a sense of accomplishment and feel better, of course. And as for the bigger ones, plan. See if you can map out ways to get there. Are you unhappy with your job? Then make a plan to get yourself a new one. Start by updating your resume and looking at job offers to see if there is anything out there you would like. Or maybe you will need some extra skills to land your dream job. If so, check out courses and trainings you can take. Investigate, gather information, plan for the life you want. Now, one important aspect of being selfish is to not need validation. Oh, boy, that is so much easier said than done, I know, but not impossible. Because here's the thing, if you are truly selfish, if you really understand that you must put yourself above everything else, then you also need to acknowledge that what people think of you, what they think you should do, their opinions, aren't that important and should in no way stop you from doing what you want or need to do. Being selfish is all about creating a beautiful, caring, trusting relationship with yourself, where you accept and love yourself just as you are. So who cares if others don't? And on that note, you must also learn to ignore the guilt. Okay, so here's the thing. When you decide to become selfish, people will often try and make you feel guilty for it because they want to manipulate you into doing what they want, or maybe because they're just used to you doing what they want in the first place and now you don't anymore and they don't like it. Or maybe because they're still trapped in that notion that putting others before yourself is the right way to go and don't agree with your options. Whatever the reason, they'll throw guilt your way. So what you need to do is to not catch it. Let it pass you by. Again, other people's opinions are none of your concern. Having said that, I do understand that there are people who are important to you who may not understand what you're doing, but that you don't want to hurt or anger. Or maybe after seeing the merits of being selfish, you just want to spread the joy and encourage others to join in. Whatever the case, you can offer a bit more information, than just telling people what you want or need. You can explain your motivation. Let them know it is not from a place of laziness or indifference, it's from a place of self-care. For example, let's say your boss wants you to take on more work than you feel you can handle. You can say no and explain that if you take on more work, you don't feel like you will be able to perform well, that you will get exhausted, that you just can't keep that many balls up in the air. Or maybe it's your mom who wants you to go and do something for her that would make it impossible for you to go to the gym or to that art lesson or whatever it is you do that fills your soul with happiness and takes away all the stress. Tell her you can't do it and explain that you have that commitment that's really important for your well-being and that it's something you look forward to and that's important to you. Most people will get it and respect it. Others won't. And for those, all I can tell you is you've tried once and that's just about enough. Again, it is their opinion. It's got nothing to do with you. Now, another thing you can do is actually more uncomfortable than it sounds, at least at first, which is to be intentionally lazy. We all lead such busy, intense lives. You're always on the go. But when was the last time you decided you would take a day or half a day to do nothing? To switch off, to stay in bed, to watch TV, to read a book, watch the sunset, anything that won't be productive or particularly useful, because that's the whole point. Now, I know that this may all seem a lot, and maybe you just don't see yourself doing all these things. Well, you know what they say, fake it till you make it, or in this case, practice makes perfect. Just take baby steps, small changes you can make to recognize and fulfill your needs until it becomes something natural. Eat when you're hungry, drink when you're thirsty, listen to your body and your mind and start paying attention to them. Ask yourself, is this what I really want? How does this serve my needs? Soon enough, you will be listening to yourself first and acting accordingly. Above everything else, remember, there is nothing wrong with taking care of yourself first. It doesn't make you a bad person. If you're struggling to keep that in mind, stop to think, what would you tell a loved one who was in your situation? Would you tell them to think of themselves first, to make themselves a priority, to just say no to anything that isn't good for them? Well, there you have it. Be your own best friend. Give yourself at least as much compassion as you give others. Also, watch this video about how amazing your life can be when you love yourself and why self-love is the key to living the life of your dreams. You deserve nothing less. I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.